Hey kittens, thank you so much for tuning in. If you are new here, my name is MsDorciah. I am in love with all things beauty, fashion, and everyday life. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I appreciate you more than you know. Are you tired of shopping online and not getting what you expected? I feel you. I was there as well. For all of us that shop online, we all know that it can be exhausting and frustrating. And even with our best practices and due diligence, there's always a possibility that what we get is not what we expected. It's happened to me, and I'm sure it'll happen again. It's just to be expected when you shop online. But if you'd like to hear some of the tools and best practices that I use for shopping online that has helped me tremendously throughout the year, let's get into the video. One of the very first tidbits that I learned eons ago when shopping for clothes, whether it be in store or online, is that no two brands cut their clothes on the same grain. You see this in their sizing metrics, which is evident and true from US sizing to other countries, mainly China. Example, a size 30 in a pair of Levi's may not fit the same as a size 30 in a pair of good American jeans. A 1X in China may be a size range from a 12 to 14, whereas a 1X in the US may be a size 14 to 16. You get the picture. So I follow 3 simple rules when I'm shopping online. And for the most part, whenever things don't go right is when I don't follow these simple rules. Number 1, know your measurements. Now you notice I said measurements and not size. I'm going to assume that we all know our sizes from a size small to a 4X and beyond. Knowing your measurements is an additional tool in helping you select the right size. If you remember, no two brands cut their sizes on the same grain. So you may say, MsDorciah, how? I got you, sis. You need yourself a measuring tape. And when I say measuring tape, I don't mean this. I mean this. I think every woman should have a measuring tape. And if you don't have one, sis, I'll link one in the description box. Now, the 2 most main measurements that you want is your waist and hips. Now, there will come a time where you may need to know the width of your shoulders and your bust, but for dress shopping, waist and hips is typically the best ones to have. The way that I like to measure for my waist, because everyone's waist is different, is just bend over slightly. Wherever that bend is where your waist is. And that's where you want to sit your measuring. Don't do it too tight or too loose. And for the hips, you want to wrap it around the fullest part of your hips. And just like the waist, not too tight and not too loose. Knowing your measurements, I promise you, will help you. Which leads me into my second rule. Check the brand's size guide. Now, this is all where sometimes it can be disappointing because not all brands include a size chart. But when they do, take advantage of it. Here is where knowing your measurements come into play. Guys, I just decided to go to one of my favorite sites, which is Amazon. And I'm just going to grab something that Hey guys, I apologize, but my voiceover for this segment was really low, so turn your volume up. I apologize. Looking at. So we're going to start right here. All right. So this skirt is from a store called El Rady store, I guess. I guess. Okay, but at any rate, so I was looking at this skirt, right? So what I appreciated about this particular brand, they did include their size chart. So if I look here, this skirt comes in a small, medium, large, extra large, and 2X large. So when I click on the size chart, so what's unique about this brand is that they gave the US sizing. So when I look here, I see that a small is a size 4 to 6, A medium is an 8 to 10, a large is a 12 to 14, an extra large is a 16 to 18, and a 2XL is a 2022. So if you have measured yourself and you know that your waist is, let's just say, a 38 and your hips are a 50, okay? When you look here, if you are accustomed or used to buying yourself a 2XL, when you look at this size, even though it says that the US size is a 2022, so you might say, oh, okay, I fall in between that size. But when you look here, you see that the range for them, for their 2022, the waist is a 34.7 and the hip is a 44.1. So two strikes here. Already, your waist is a 38. This is only a 34, and your hips are a 50. So this right here is your first red flag. This is going to tell you that that 2XL is not a 2XL that you are accustomed to. So this is where if you are a gambling sis, if you want to take that risk, then at least you know that these are the measurements that this skirt have. So let's move on to the reviews. So this has 4 stars and it has over 1,300 reviews. So let's look at the reviews. So as I shared with you guys, I like to look at the first 20. And the first thing that I like to do is just to kind of weed out the logistic reviews. And what I mean by logistics is if someone is complaining that it didn't come on time or the packaging was ripped or whatever, those are reviews that I weed out. So I want to look for the actual product, the quality of the whatever it is that I'm getting. And for Amazon, for those of us who shop on Amazon, I also want to pay attention to this right here. This is a verified purchase. So right here, it's going to tell you, well, let me back up. It's going to tell you whether or not this is a verified purchase or a Vine purchase. So verified means that this person actually paid for it. A Vine purchase is something that was gifted. So I don't trust those reviews at all. So again, I'm going to look at the first 20 reviews. I'm going to spare you guys. I'm not going to go through it, but let's just start off with this one. So this reviewer gave the skirt 4 stars. They bought a size 2X. So let's see what they had to say. I ordered the black one. Wore to church, so I got a size up. I have wide hips, so I did not want it clingy. And I got a 2X. I generally wear a 14. So she's generally an extra large, but she ordered the 2X. I love the black one, which is why I bought the blue. I returned it though because I thought it was royal blue. It was more like a powdered blue. So that right there is a red flag for me as well. So what that says is that the colors may not be true to color. So let's move on. So this reviewer, her opening is thin material. She ordered a 2X as well. This skirt is true to size. If your legs and butt is smooth, you will be fine wearing the skirt without any additional garments underneath. However, if you have lots of dimples and cellulose, I'm gonna think she meant cellulite, in your lower body, this skirt will show everything. Due to the fringes on the side and the build of my body, this skirt was slimming and very flattering. As I am a curvaceous plus size woman, I loved it and the compliments I received. Yeah, okay, so one more. This customer also gave it 4 stars and she ordered size large. The length and stretch was amazing. I love the look, but I'll definitely wear a shaper next time for tummy control. So red flag, that tells me that there is no control with this one, which is, I mean, it could be a red flag or not. You know, I'm one that always wears some type of undergarment, so that's not a red flag for me. Overall comfort, nice stretch, love the way it hung on my curves, and I will definitely be purchasing in different colors. I ordered a large. So these are things that I look at. And these are things that are very telling. They will help you. So we all know again that ordering online is a gamble, you know, but it doesn't have to
Now,
be
if wherever you
difficult.
were shopping, you were lucky enough to be able to look at the size chart and determine the right measurements, this is my last best practice. Read those reviews.
What I like to do is read the first 20. Now, I can't recall why I came up with 20, but I can tell you where my frame of mind was. I don't know if anyone has ever heard this theory when it comes to event planning. If you are ever planning an event and you invite 100 guests, expect only 50 to arrive. And I'm pretty sure, thinking about that theory, that's the reason why I came up with the number 20. 20 gives me the opportunity to filter out and weed out through any logistic reviews, meaning maybe they didn't receive the package on time, or maybe whatever they got was wrinkled, or maybe the box wasn't in the best condition. I weed those out. In doing that, it'll typically kind of dwindle down to maybe 10 to 15 good, solid reviews. And solid reviews for me are things like sizing, workmanship, quality, and color. And you might say, why color? Because oftentimes when a brand will give you the description of a color of a particular item, it may not be what it is. Just to give you an example, I was just reading through some reviews of a dress that I was looking at, and the dress came in a plethora of colors. And one of the reviews that I read said that the lady ordered a royal blue, but when she got it, it was powdered blue. So for me, that was very telling. That means that the colors may be a little off. And lastly, if you can see that garment in motion, that's a bonus. If there's a video, play it. And this really helps for things like dresses and skirts and flowy, anything flowy. If you can see it in motion, that can also be another way to determine how well the garment is constructed. And for me, because I'm a curvy girl, if the model is plus size, that is an even bigger bonus. All right, kittens, I hope that that was useful and informational for you. I hear this all the time. Every time I'm looking or searching for an item, if I'm shopping online, a lot of the reviews actually mention things like this, and I knew that there was a space for this to be heard. I've been shopping online for a very long time, and I can honestly say that I have really good luck when it comes to making sure that what I get is what I expected, because that's the point. When you see something that's advertised, if it's something that you want and you think it'll work for you, you're going by the expectation of it. And if you don't get that, it is frustrating and it's disappointing. So these steps have helped me along the way. And of course, there can be other things that determine and factor in whether or not you decide to get something. And there's always that possibility that what you get is not what you expected. That is always there when it comes to shopping online. So we take a chance either way it go. But I like to lessen my chances. And I hope that this was helpful, and I hope that it will help you and make you think about what you do when it comes to filtering out anything that you purchase online. Read the reviews. That's what the reviews, in my opinion, are there for. So kittens, if you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and share it. If you feel someone else can benefit from this, please share. I always believe that when I learn something and when that light bulb goes off for me, I know that someone else feels the same way. And I do hope that this was very helpful, because this helped me, and it still helps me to this day, because I do a lot of online shopping. And I have to say that I've had really good luck with a lot of the things that I buy. I can count on one hand how many times I've had to return something because it just didn't work for me. And again, like I said, if I've had to return something, it's because I didn't follow these simple rules. Because sometimes we get so excited when we're shopping, especially if we've been looking for something for a long time and we find it, all logic just goes out of our head. And I know that it's happened to me before. And then sometimes, even when you do that, even when you put in the best practices and you do the homework, sometimes it just don't work, and again, that is a chance that we take. So again, I do hope that you enjoyed this video. I do hope that you found it helpful. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you have not already. I would love to have you. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support, and I am growing, guys. I thank you so much. For those that have came over here from TikTok, mwah, thank you so much. This is MsDorciah, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.